Hey guys, it's Queen of Light 1111. Oh my God, boy, do I have a reading for you. I don't think I've ever screamed so loud on my own with no one here in a long time. And um, I am just a little speechless. I haven't channeled the message yet. I really feel like I want to do it real time, just given as I go through it. I want the vibe to be live for all of you. Um, I gotta tell you, we are like ending cycles left and right here. Remember, the last reading I did was the death of the contract, and now there is something that has occurred. If you guys remember, if you've been following me for a while, there was a time where I had the reading and it said, you're every queen. You came out as every queen. This was that was when the feminine was going through her ascension, through her awakening, right? I mean, she was already awake, but she was going through the process. And as she really, really started to um, ascend, she started to show up as the Empress a lot, and then she showed up in one reading as every king, and then he showed up as she showed up as every queen, and he showed up as every king in another reading, and it was amazing. And that's how they showed up in their individual spaces, right? That they were showing that they were getting into their power. And today, I am just beside myself. She is every queen to him. I mean, every queen came out. Every queen came out. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. And then in the after tarot, every queen came out. And so I just could not believe it. I could not believe it. I was just completely floored how this happened. And when first of all, when the first queen came out in the after tarot, I was like, that's interesting. When the second queen came out, I was like, that's interesting. When the third queen came out in the after tarot, I just screamed, and I literally just thanked God for this message. And as you guys know, because I've shuffled on camera before, these all have flown out. And what is so amazing to me, that in his headspace in the after tarot, Queen of Swords, he matches her thinking. In the heart space, right, where it's the cups energy, he matches her emotions. In the 3D space, what happens? He matches her action. And it's just or he takes action within each of those suits. It's amazing to me. And the Pentacles didn't come out. Why? Because she's already the Queen of Pentacles for him. And the King of Pentacles comes out in his headspace as how he's going to ground this queen. I mean, it is just too much, I tell you. Too much. I was just amazed. Okay, sorry. You had to be there, and hopefully you can feel the excitement and just feel the energy and understand just how amazing this is, that he sees you as every queen, okay? Not only does he see you as every queen, he's got the Ace of Cups for you. He's got the Two of Cups for you. He's got the 10 of Cups for you. And he has the 10 of Pentacles for you, okay? I mean, amazing. Amazing. So I just feel like this is really good. So there is some confusion. There is some hesitation for him, but he is definitely on the right track. Now, my feminine here, she's a little challenged. She's a little challenged. She's got a lot of fives in her energy. I feel like I really feel like she can't see all of this, right? So there's the Five of Cups in her overall energy. She's sad. Five of Wands in her headspace. She's got inner conflict with the Devil's energy, like she's just tied to something. In her heart space, she's kind of at a standstill. In her 3D space, as related to her masculine, she's a little guarded. She feels a little defeated. She feels a little rejected. But things are going to work out. I mean, it's just amazing. It's so funny, though, because, again, the lesson here is of detachment, right? So she's detached from him. She has either sent her light to him or whatever, but now she's just kind of in still the mourning period. Remember, we had the death of the contract, so I just feel like she's still kind of mourning this and continuing to let this go. She is holding on to some sort of heartbreak still, but she is continuing to again move away from attachment from her masculine, okay? And now he is seeing her as every queen. I mean, I just can't. Like, my head is spinning. I just can't. So, amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's just go ahead and get started because I don't want to make this a very long reading, but I do want to make sure that you guys understand the messages. Bottom of the deck for their overall energy. Ace of Swords. There is a breakthrough. There has been a breakthrough, okay? So Ace of Swords is very much the card of, you know, something has occurred, okay? There's been some sort of truth. There's been some sort of honesty. There's been some breakthrough, okay? And so now we have clarity. Ace of Swords is also a card of clarity. And so they are trying to gain clarity at this time, just in general, because that's the energy that they're in overall today, okay? So where is the masculine? Taking note that we're in the Ace of Swords energy for the bottom of the deck, okay? So they're trying to gain clarity. So his overall energy is the first card, Sun. He's feeling pretty positive, okay? He's received some light from his feminine. He's feeling like the sun is shining again. So if they were not in communication and now that there is some communication, he's feeling in his overall energy, it's made a difference. The sun has come out in his life again. So he's feeling pretty positive. Seven of Cups, though. He's like, okay, I feel really positive, but what the hell do I do about this now? Seven of Cups. What choice do I make? What do I do? So this is also a card of procrastination. And chaos. And so it's just like, which cup? I don't know what to pick. So I'm going to procrastinate and not pick anything at this time because I'm feeling like I'm in a little bit of an illusion. The sun is shining, but I'm not sure which way to go. So he's feeling positive. He's feeling happy. He's trying to gain clarity over this confusion over his Queen of Pentacles. This is the Divine Feminine and also the Queen of Swords. This is not third party. Don't ask it. It's not. Why? Because she comes out everywhere. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So here's what it is. Here's what this meant to me. At first I was like, oh God, there's two queens. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to trip about it. I'm going to get through the reading. And as all the cards started coming out, I'm like, oh, this is the feminine. So he sees her as someone he wants to be with someone he wants to create a family with. He sees her as someone successful, someone he can have a long-term relationship with. But boy, does she have a sharp tongue. Boy, does she have a sharp tongue. And there was some communication because remember, she came up as Queen of Swords on Monday. And so she's spoken something. So now he's kind of like, how do I balance out this energy of her truth with what it is that I want? And that I really believe is the confusion. He's just like, I don't want to go back to that queen that is going to like cut me if I say or do the right thing. So I'm going to procrastinate because yeah, she's my queen. Okay. And so this very much is, she is all over his energy, okay? It's all he thinks about, to be honest. Like the energy that I'm getting is like, she is on his mind. So what is her overall energy? Well, she's kind of like, I've already planted the seed. I'm waiting to see what happens from this communication or what happens with this light that I've shined. So this card came out for her on Monday. So she's still in this Seven of Pentacles energy where she's kind of waiting. She's planted the seed. Now let's see what grows with her King of Swords, which is a match to the Queen of Swords in his space. Okay. And so for me, this very much is like, you know, we need to root our relationship in the truth. We need to be able to have this firm foundation in honesty and in integrity. And yet she's still feeling a little stuck, Eight of Swords, and she's feeling a little sad, Five of Cups, right? And she's kind of like, I've planted this seed. We're not moving forward yet. So maybe she had these expectations, which put her in this energy. This Eight of Swords is self-imprisonment. She put herself in this energy because maybe she had an expectation that, maybe like, because I communicate, he's going to come running back. Or maybe because I've communicated, things are going to drastically change. Well, no. Things are going to take some time, right? She has to remember that. She planted the seed. Now we have to water it. Now we have to nurture it. And now we have to see it grow. And so maybe it's this impatience that is putting her in this sadness, okay? So that's the overall energy. And I'm really hoping that the feminine gets that clarity that, you put yourself in this imprisonment by setting an expectation for that message or for that light that you sent. Because whatever you send should be done without expectation. And if you realize that, you will get out of this Eight of Swords energy and you will get out of this Five of Cups energy, which is of sadness, okay? So self-imprisonment and sadness. And I hope she gains that clarity after she watches this video today. So now, what is the underlying energy for the masculine and the feminine and the after tarot? Well, for the masculine, he's going to take the bull by the horns, man. King of Wands. King of Wands comes up. As a match to her heart space, the King of Wands comes up, is the after tarot king. He's going to take lead here. He's going to take the lead and he's going to set this relationship back on course because he's a leader. He's ambitious. He has fire. He's passion for his queen. What is her underlying energy? Well, Ten of Swords. A cycle has ended, right? Remember, she's still mourning the end of this contract. Like this contract is over and she's like sad and she's in all of this challenging energy that I already went over. So she's still going through this end of this cycle. But remember, with the Ten of Swords comes the Ace of Swords. So she's just a matter of time before she gains the clarity to go back into the Ace. And so this is also the end of a difficult situation. So I just feel like she's almost there, right? She's almost there. The situation is almost complete. This cycle is almost over. It's like birthing. It's like birthing, like all this labor. Remember, Seven of Pentacles, right, in the after tarot is that labor of love, labor of love. And so with the labor comes pain, but at the end of it, you've given birth to something so beautiful. And so I just feel like she's in the last parts of her labor before this is birthed, rebirthed, okay? So now that's the underlying energy for the masculine and feminine. The bottom of the deck for the after tarot, well, what did I just say? Seven of Pentacles. Finally, this labor of love, you can pick the fruit. See, he's waited, he's harvested, he's nurtured, they've both nurtured, and now you can pick from the vine and you can pick from this labor of love. They've birthed this now, okay? Seven of Pentacles. So there's value, there's something that you can actually receive now, okay? And that's the after tarot. So in his headspace, when he thinks about his feminine in his headspace, so when he's thinking about her, what is he thinking? Well, he wants to get into smoother waters. Do you see here right now they're in this period of all of these waves. It's a rough patch, but as you move forward, you get into something smoother. And so he wants to get into something smoother with his feminine. Six of Swords. That's also about thoughts. So that means when they speak, when they communicate, when they think about each other, they want to get out of this period of despair, of negativity, right? The sun is shining on him again, right? Because he's feeling bright, he's feeling happier, they've communicated, and so now he's just like, I'm ready to go further into the sun and just get out of this rough patch. So his first card about when he thinks about his feminine, he wants to go into something smoother. What does he want to go into? Ten of Cups. He wants his emotional bliss. He wants to create this happy life for himself with her and offer her a new love. Have this renewed love as what? The King of Pentacles, this 3D King, which is a match to the Queen of Pentacles. So this is that 3D King grounding his feminine, wanting to move into smoother waters, wanting to create this happy life and a new renewed love as the 3D King. Then what happens in the after tarot, after this renewed love as the 3D King? Well, Queen of Swords. He matches her in her thoughts, right? He becomes the vibrational match. This renewed love offer in the head space, He is the wiser, and now he's going to his wise queen, who matches the Queen of Swords in his overall energy. Now, where is she in her headspace when she thinks about her masculine? Well, Page of Swords. Princess of Swords is the Page of Swords in this deck. And she's observing him still. She's trying to observe. She's trying to look for the truth. She's trying to kind of figure out what's going on. And I feel like that's her attachment, is like, what's happening? What's happening? We've like communicated. I'm feeling a little chained. I'm feeling, this is also part of this Eight of Swords energy, right? She's feeling a little stuck. And so she's having some inner conflict about how are we going to balance this relationship out. So what happens in the after tarot for her? Well, there's a Page of Cups, like there's this birthing of an offer of love, okay, one that you can drink from. And so they're no longer, you know, in the water. They're actually grounded, 2 feet on the ground, no fish in the cup. You can actually now give that cup to someone, okay? And so I just feel like that's what she's like, how are we going to balance this so we're able to have this offer of love? So now in his heart space, when he feels for his feminine, what do we have? 3 of Pentacles. He wants to work with her as a team, right? He wants to work with her as a team, as an equal partner, and he wants to create a legacy. 10 of Pentacles. This is everything coming together for the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles in the material world, okay? So this is about working together as a team, manifesting this into the 3D, everything coming together, and that's what his heart desires. But he's feeling conflict about this. 5 of Wands matches her 5 of Wands. Remember, her inner conflict and her devil's energy is around, how the hell are we going to balance this out so we can get back together? And for him, his inner conflict is like, I want to work as a team. I want to have all of this manifest into the material world, but how the hell am I going to do this and walk this 8 of Cups, walk to find my 2 of Cups? How am I going to find my 2 of Cups, right? To get this 10 of Cups. So that's what's happening in his heart space right now. And what happens in the after tarot? Queen of Cups. He finds his 2 of Cups. Not to have a spoiler alert, but that's what's in his 3D space, is the 2 of Cups. He's actually working on that right now, so then he can come to his emotionally balanced queen. So not only is she wise, she's also compassionate and emotionally mature, and that's who he wants to walk to, okay? His Queen of Cups. So now, what is happening in her heart space as related to her masculine? So 2 of Swords, she's feeling like they're at a standstill, right? There's a little bit of a halt at like, which way do we go at this time? Because there's an Ace of Pentacles. She's looking for the Ace of Pentacles. She's waiting for that offer. Remember this offer of love in her heart space? She feels like this new beginning is at a standstill from her king. King of Wands matches the King of Wands in his underlying energy. So this is this offer from the king, from her masculine, okay? So she's waiting, Page of Pentacles. She's waiting for an offer of the 10 of Cups. These flew out together. 10 of Cups matches his headspace. So they are aligned in what it is that they both want. They both want this emotionally happy family life in the 3D. They want this. They want it all to come together. So right now they feel like they're at a standstill because my King of Wands hasn't made this offer of a new beginning yet. You know, I want this offer with the Page of Pentacles energy, and I want this emotional, happy life. Okay, so what happens after that? King of Wands. This is the king that takes action. Okay, he takes action. Again, a match to her heart space, a match to his underlying energy. And here he is. He's going to make that offer. He's going to show up as her King of Wands. So now, in the 3D space, so now remember, the question that now I'm asking for the 3D space is, what is happening in the masculine's 3D space as related to his feminine? So what is happening to the masculine as related to his feminine in the 3D space? So this is what we have. King of Swords, match to her King of Swords in the overall energy. He knows he needs to come forward as a king, not the knight, as a king who is rooted in the truth, who is a man of integrity, and can set a firm foundation with her. He needs to root himself in the truth, okay? And so he knows that. So he's working on that in the 3D. He's evaluating how to do that. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is also the bottom of the deck for the after tarot. So what that tells me right away is that he figures it out so they can pick the fruit in the after tarot. So he's evaluating, he's valuing how to be this King of Swords and move towards his feminine for union. Two of Cups. Remember, in his heart space, Eight of Cups. When the Eight of Cups comes up, they're leaving the Eight of Cups to find their emotional bliss. They're leaving to find the Two of Cups. He's leaving to go to his Queen of Cups. Here's the Two of Cups. This is what he's working on in the 3D. So he wants to be this man that's rooted in truth and integrity. He is evaluating how to do that. He values his connection, wants to have an offer of union or make an offer of union, but right now he's feeling a little guarded, okay? Four of Pentacles, he's just kind of stuck. And that has a lot to do with this Seven of Cups energy and his overall energy and the Five of Wands that is in his heart space. So he's just kind of evaluating. He's trying to get out of this inner conflict. He's trying to get out of this confusion. And remember, this underlying energy for his overall energy is he's trying to gain clarity. So right now, he's just not taking a move. He's not making a move. Towards who? His Queen of Wands, which is the match to the King of Wands in the after tarot, in the heart space for the feminine, a match to the King of Wands in the actual heart space for the feminine, a match to the King of Wands who is in the underlying energy. And so this is the Queen of Action. So he knows he needs to take action, and he will because he comes up as the King of Wands in her heart space. So every queen has come up for him. In the headspace, he will match her vibration of being truthful, honest, and wise. In the heart space, he's going to match her emotional maturity. And in the 3D space, he is going to match her inspiration, her direction, her action. Okay? So what's happening in her 3D space as related to her masculine? Seven of Wands. She's feeling a little guarded. She's a little defensive. She's kind of protecting her heart a little bit. And I say that, and I don't feel like she's fighting for the relationship right now, because she's in this self-imprisonment, because she's in this inner conflict. I just feel like, and because she's looking for this balance, I feel like she's just guarding herself just a little bit. She's guarding herself because she's having this inner conflict. Five of Swords, right? She's got Five of Pentacles. She's feeling a little left out, a little rejected. He hasn't moved forward with an equal exchange, okay? So what happens in the 3D after all of this? She's guarded. She's feeling a little defeated, right? Because she's feeling a little rejected. There hasn't been quite an equal give and take. So what happens in the after tarot? Ten of Pentacles, okay? This is going to manifest. This is Ten of Pentacles is a match to his heart space. This is what he wants. This is what she wants. They also match in the Ten of Cups. It's in his head space and it's in her heart space. So it's just like, that's fine. She's going to have to get over this sadness. She's going to have to pull herself out of the devil's energy, and she's going to have to get herself out of the self-imprisonment by really detaching from any expectations from her king. Take the pressure off of him. The more pressure she takes off, the more he starts to see the value, the more he starts to see her as the valuable queen and goddess that she is. And so in the after tarot, in the 3D space, defensiveness, defeat, rejection, we didn't get quite the equal exchange, but what actually ends up happening? Ten of Pentacles, everything does come together in the material world, okay? So now, before we get to the current energies and the future energies, let's talk about what are the lessons at this time. So I asked Spirit, I said, please give me one message for the masculine, and his card was humor. This is what he's learning at this time. Humor. Humor says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. It's like he's in so much confusion, in so much thought. He's trying to maybe overcomplicate things, and that's what's making him stagnant. Because remember, he's in the Seven of Pentacles in the 3Ds, thinking, trying to evaluate. Yes, he's also valuing, but I feel like if he just allows himself to be light and operate in a little bit of humor. And I feel like it's possible because he's in the sun's energy. He's going to be able to. So what does the humor card mean? I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. There are definitely parts of life that require serious attention, but you have to learn to have fun. Don't neglect things that bring you joy or make you laugh. Seek out people who make you feel good about being alive, okay? Always look at your cup as being half full instead of half empty. So what I'm really getting from this is that he's just got to bite the bullet, okay? Because he knows his feminine can bring him joy. Why do I say that? Because the 10 of Cups is the card of emotional bliss. He knows in his head that she can give him emotional bliss, emotional satisfaction, spiritual satisfaction, physical satisfaction. She can provide all of this. And if he gets out of his head, focuses on the lighter side of things, doesn't see his cup as half empty, and really seeks her out to make him feel alive again, because remember, we're rebirthing, it will move this connection forward. What is her lesson at this time? Indecision. It says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Well, yeah, she's kind of indecisive. I sent the message. Now, what do I want from it? Blah, blah, blah. She's like unclear. And so you have to be very clear about what your intention was when you did something, but let go of expectations. What does the indecision card mean? Your soul is spirit manifest in this physical dimension. Even though you may feel limited by the constraints of your body, your connection to the infinite wisdom of the universe is always available to you in the form of your intuition. You are never alone when making a decision, and spirit only wants the best for you. And do that and he or she, spirit, it only wants the best for you. And by listening to your inner voice, you will be guided by or to the proper outcome. All you have to do is ask, okay? So here it says, very much use your gut. What is happening in her space right now with this 8 of Swords, Devil's energy, 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. This is all fear-based. Where does fear come from? Ego. We're scared of rejection. Forget about the ego. Ego has no place in this connection. Okay, it really doesn't. We should have learned that from the masculine when we were dealing with the masculine, right? We should know that for ourselves. You are an ascended queen. You are every queen to him. So use your intuition. Get out of this energy of feeling stuck and bound. What has happened has happened. Leave it in the past. And the bottom of the deck for this lesson was forgiveness. Forgive yourself, forgive him, forgive what has happened. Acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, okay? Forgive yourself, forgive him, forgive what's happened. It's over. That contract is dead. We are done with that, okay? And forgiveness in this deck, including what I just told you intuitively, this is really about also just releasing the negativity, okay? That's either hate or anger or intolerance or blame. Release any of that because it gets in the way of your natural flow of love, all right? And you don't have any control over this really. You have control over how you process things, and you're in control over, your mind and using your intuition. So make sure that you're using it to attract love, attract good things into your life. And so some of that starts with forgiveness. Okay, so that was the bottom of the deck energy for the lessons. Forgiveness. He needs to forgive her. She needs to forgive him. Forgive the past. The past is not going to repeat. We are done with that contract. So he needs to get into the lighter side of life, not look at his cup as being half empty, okay, not being so indecisive. Seek her back out again because she brings him back to life, as does he. I mean, he is a whole person now. He's coming out as almost every king, okay? The King of Cups doesn't show up because he's still confused, so he's still emotionally imbalanced a little bit. I feel like that's why that king is missing today, and that has to do with this emotional side. Humor is an emotion, okay? So then I asked for, what is the lesson of their contract right now? Service. This is what they should be focusing on. service. I feel good when I help others. So maybe, your masculine is in public service, or maybe he's in a occupation where he helps others. And maybe you're in a job or in a career that you're helping others to. Focus on that service. Feel good about that service. Okay? Healing begins not only within yourself, but also when you help others. And when you help others, you do heal yourself. I really do believe that. And so in the book, it says one of the most evolved gifts, okay? This is an evolved connection. This is an evolved masculine and feminine. They are every king and queen. One of the most evolved gifts that a soul possesses is giving of itself. There is a reason why it feels so good to give. It is because your soul resonates with that vibration. Your soul should be aware that it might currently be in a situation in which it needs to be fulfilled on higher levels. And this can only happen through the attribute of humbly serving and supporting others. That just is amazing to me. I just feel like in this connection right now, this is the lesson for them. This is what the twin flames do, right? Their whole purpose of being together is to raise the vibration of the planet. Their purpose of being together is to serve the community, the planet, the world, okay, the universe. And that is the lesson. And I'm telling you, it's not a 3D lesson. This lesson is for the most evolved of souls. Okay? The most evolved of souls. I hope you guys have turned your volume down because I'm just way too excited about this reading. But most evolved of souls. So this is the lesson of their journey at this time. All right, let's get to the current connective energy. What is happening in their connection today? Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. My King of Pentacles, matches the King of Pentacles in the headspace. And it's a court match to the Queen of Pentacles in the overall energy, okay? So the King of Pentacles is the underlying energy for what is happening in their connection today. And a lot has to do with him about what is happening because it's about his movement towards his queen. First card out, Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is a match to his heart space. He is now looking for his Two of Cups, okay? The Two of Cups sits in his 3D space, because he knows that is what he needs to work on to get to his queen. Okay, so right now in the current connective energy, they are walking to find their emotional bliss with their divine partner and make an offer. Page of Pentacles, that's what this feminine's wanting. Page of Pentacles is a match to her heart space. So the Page of Pentacles comes out. This is, the inspiration, this actual making of an offer. So when we walk towards our feminine or our masculine, this is an offer that will come that matches her heart space. And it's going to come from her King of Wands, okay, which is the underlying energy for the masculine. So this offer is made hope. Hope is restored in the connection with the Star card. They are being divinely guided back to each other for success, Six of Wands. And then the cycle completes. Then this cycle, the way that it is, this old contract will then complete. Remember, she's in the Ten of Swords energy. Okay, what happens in the future? Seven of Wands, match to her Seven of Wands in the 3D space. What I'm getting from this is now they are defending, guarding their contract. Okay, and so what do we have as the outcome? Well, Ten of Swords, the cycle ends. They get into something so much more beautiful. What is it? Six of Cups, reunion. They have reunion because the King of Wands made the offer to the Queen of Wands. Remember, that's the after tarot King of Wands. He's coming for his Queen of Wands. King of Wands is in the underlying energy. So in the future, we have reunion with the King and the Queen. With the Queen. The Queen is also in the after tarot in the 3D space. Okay, for him. This is the action item. So the reunion happens. And he comes towards his Queen of Wands. There's movement forward, great movement forward with the Chariot's energy. There's the offer of love that is made with the Knight of Cups energy. And then we have this birth of a new beginning, the Zero card. Okay? This is the first card in the Major Arcana. We have a birth of this connection, a rebirth of the connection. I mean, whoa. So that is the reading, guys. I mean, I'm just exhausted but floored, and I'm just so completely thrilled. So thrilled. I know the feminine is in a challenging spot, but get it together. Get it together. Get out of the sadness. Get out of this bound energy, because you didn't send a message, or you didn't send the light for anything other than your love for your masculine. Remember that. The minute you realize that and gain your clarity, okay, then you will come out of this challenging energy and you'll allow things to start manifesting, okay? So don't focus on that. Focus on your service to others. Focus on your service to yourself too, through your service to others. Heal that part of you that wanted to expect something back, okay? To get yourself out of that self-imprisonment, so that you can have continued light in your connection. All right, guys, if you guys want to book a personal reading with me, go to queenoflight1111.com. Have a great, great day. Bye-bye.